Hey, what's up, Scott? Welcome to the Imagination Creation Films, and today it is Friday. Friday, August 30th, 2024. It's now 4:01 p.m. Oh, 01 p.m. That means I was late. That's so rare. But it happened, and you saw it. You were witness to the very thing. That's so rare that I was late. I don't want to do that. I was distracted. I was distracted by something that happened back here, and then I fixed it. And then I was like, maybe I should tweak this. Maybe I should tweak that. Maybe I should tweak that. Why am I using a back scratcher to point differently? I don't know. And so, yeah, it's a wonderful, fantastically wonderful Friday. And you're all along with me. Apologize for no live stream last week. Things came up, and it just didn't seem like it was gonna fit. So I just didn't. And go ad free with Rumble Premium. No, thank you. But it's I didn't want to hear me either. I just wanted to see if I'm streaming on there. But yeah, we got lots of stuff we could chat about. We sure do. We got this just arrived today. The fabled Irix 65. Ooh-wee. Looking forward to putting it through its paces. Literally just arrived like 2 hours ago, and excited about that. We got lots of other testing going on. We've done a lot of prep in the background. That's why I'm so distant, so far away, so unapproachable. Even some would even say, "Oh, there's my feet." But it's all for the good of the world. It really is. How are you? Are you doing good? Are you doing good? I of course, had another audio issue this morning, but now I test ahead of time, so we've got that going for us. And I finally figured out, the other things. Pappert says maybe it's just me, but can't hear you. I think it's just you, Charles. I think it's just you. It's you, Charles. Charles, it's you. It's you. Because I can hear me. Can you hear me? Definitely can hear him, Jacob says. How are everyone? Is Sora actually going to become available? I've seen ads on Facebook, but they look like fake scams. In fact, I downloaded it and it didn't work quickly, so I deleted it. Yeah. Once you download it's already past bad. You don't do that. Sora's market is not us. Sora's market is the big brands first. Let the big brands kind of set the tone of how much they're willing to pay, so they can turn around and charge the rest of us this. And it's that. It will eventually become, but I think it's going to be a while before we get to see it. Reason, stream, immortality, pizza. All good reasons. All good reasons. Ooh, what do we have today? We have a delicious Cabernet Sauvignon. Nice. Not as dry as most cabs, but it'll do. It'll do. That'll do, pig, as previously said. Oh, hello, Mr. Quintero. How are you, sir? Definitely can hear him. Jed says, in the future, perhaps when you're 90. And Elon says, Balcom, we need you on Mars. Are you going or staying? At some point, I figure I might want to get off this roller coaster and get on a explosive that flies to Mars, where I can live in a fish tank. I don't know. It would be a tough one. The probably the biggest reason that I wouldn't want to go, you can't burn props. You can't burn props on Mars. I guarantee they're not going to allow. They'll be like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" Just enjoying some delicious props and burning it good. And they'll be like, "You need to leave." And I'll be like, "But Elon asked me to go." And they'll be like, "Elon is a cyber warrior now. He is off on another dimension." I don't know. I didn't have my lighter or my cutter out here. This is going to be crude. Ooh, yee. Ooh, ah, ah. Ching, ching, walla, walla, bing, bang. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah. Yeah, that one was not good. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely want to go to space. I think that'd be awesome. And, it won't be 90. I'll be forever young. Forever young. Charles says he returned and came back. Hey, skill issues, Charles. Charles is not being demure. I hear you. Real strategy. Sound is good. I can hear you now. Simon says, "Ugh." Hello all. That's a nice looking 65mm lens. This one, I agree. It looks fantastic, and I can't wait to try it out. I did not have enough time to even mount it up yet, but I mean, it's right here. It's ready to go. It's ready for the next thing. Do I like Australian cab blends? I've had some good ones, and I've had some. Yeah, I mean, cabs are tough because cabs are supposed to be something that a lot of people don't like. I don't mind that. What I don't like is I don't like one and done flavor profiles. I want to evolve it as it kind of like a good prop. I I like to get a little fruit, a little dry, and then start to feel out the other flavors that are in there. That's kind of what I like. So it just depends. It depends. Ooh, cool answer. Smoke box on Mars. Yeah, that'd be the fastest way to get kicked off Mars. You're just in the background going, "Hey, how's it going, guys? Yeah, what you doing? What? What? You guys don't have brisket on Mars?" I mean, that's why Elon brought me smoked brisket. I mean, it's the same thing. Ha ha ha. Cyber warrior Elon Musk 9000. 704, 707 Carlos, get on it. Best is Penfold's garage. Carlos, I learned a really interesting thing. I don't think I shared it. Did I? 2 weeks ago, maybe? I had been, we had a wine cellar over here originally before the studio got built out. Okay. And it was a 360 bottle chilled wine cellar, of which I completed say 80 bottles in there. And what I learned after aging these bottles of wine for, between 12 and 20 years, there's two types of wine out there. There is wine that is designed to be consumed within 2 years of bottling. And then there's wine that's designed to be aged and consumed later. And I learned that I purchased that first category of wine, and yeah, we aged a bunch of meh wine, and we've been cracking those open lately, just going through them, and we haven't had a good one yet. And we've gone through probably 20 bottles, usually Merlots, Pinots, a couple of cabs. We had none were good. None of them. It was really kind of sad. And that's what I learned, that, well, you can't just age any wine. Yeah. In fact, box wine is better than all of these wines. And these wines were from all over the globe. Everywhere. We had some French wine, we had some Australian wine, we had some Italian wine. We had a lot of wine. And yeah, we learned. Also, my first glass was a 707. We'll never beat that. And barbecue chicken wings as well to snack on. I mean, chicken and wine goes... I'm kind of that guy. Well, number one, I don't like white. It just... It gives me a headache. I don't know what it is. I think red goes with everything. I'm totally fine with it. Dessert. It's a dessert wine. I'll eat it with chicken, fish. I don't care. I think it tastes great. So Komodo Burger, is it happening? Maybe. It might be. We might talk about it this weekend. I got some friends coming over. We might have a little fun. Laowa Ranger Zooms versus DZO Kata. I think I would nudge out the Laowa Rangers. I was impressed with the DZO Katas, but they're a little warm. The Laowa Rangers are quite nice, and I did a full review on them, not the Super 35s, but the regulars. I was quite impressed with them. Kind of a killer budget set of zooms. Is that an expensive prop, says Hoy. This one is an undercrown. Let me, that's a dog. This is an undercrown by Drew Estates, and this is a Maduro, which is upside down for those of you. If you're on Instagram, you just turn your phone upside down, and it'll right side it up. I believe this one here in Texas, I think it's probably close to maybe $9 or $10 a stick. I buy them by the box. I don't buy them by the stick because you get a discount at my place if you buy them by the box. So I do that. Oops. Jed says, I do like the kind of zooms, but I'm sort of in love with the DZO film. Well, I mean, if you got a little bit of the DZO bug, I mean, you can't really go wrong. Maybe the Pictors, but the DZOs, they make really nice stuff. I need to review those. Futures are also generally more expensive. Yes, they were. You know, when I go in and I'm like, could you recommend a nice $15 bottle of wine? Now, granted, this was 15 years ago, so that was like $15 back then. With today's inflation, it was $370 is probably my guess. I mean, I've priced steaks lately, and so I'm going to stick by that number. But yeah, basically you're going to pay like $40 to $50 a bottle minimum to get something that's designed to age. The Laowas are nice to work with. Yes, they are. Eric says, I prefer Barolo. It usually needs serious decanting. Well, let me tell you, Eric, here's the things that we had to do. We had to filter again, and decant each time, just to get rid of all the tannins. The tannins will settle. That's just life. I don't care how much you rotate your bottle, they're going to settle. You got to filter that because otherwise you're going to get a mouthful of bitter. And let me tell you, these aged like a Disney star. Yeah, yeah. Scotty V says, I like wine that tastes like vodka, so, I cut to the chase. Well, I hear you. I tend to like two different types of wine. I want, which is funnily enough, basically the two types. I like a fruit forward wine, like a Pinot Noir, and I like a dry cab. This one it's actually kind of fruit heavy Cabernet, but this came in a box, so yeah. I was never a vodka guy. I mean, I'll do it in cranberry, but yeah. We can also talk about film stuff too, so don't feel at all afraid to ask that. But you know how we get crazy on this one. Anyone here getting the Velascura PL mount focal reducer? Oh, isn't that like that's the big one, right? That basically the one that, well, it doesn't necessarily defy engineering or defy physics. It's literally how you can do it, but it's definitely a big thing. I'm interested to hear somebody use it. I'm not going to buy one. I was on a feature film production where they used Rangers. Nice look indeed. They're simple. I mean, I would not call them. I wouldn't say they have a lot of character, and I don't believe I said they have a lot of character. I said they have a hint of character, but overall, nicely contrasted, very sharp, controllable CA. I thought very controllable and quite fast and flexible, very flexible. Luca, hey Luca. Rex says ciao. Hey, the off-grid. We became friends on X. We had a brief interaction about metallurgy, aluminum versus steel. We were ultimately on the same side. I was just defending. It was we were talking about the Cybertruck that they were doing a tug of war on the F-150 on that one guy's YouTube channel, and it ripped the rear end out of the Cybertruck. Yeah, there's a lot to that, but yeah. He just got his Autel drone in. Need a camera for it with image stabilization at 4K 60. My cell turns off image stabilization at 4K 60. So the Autel drone comes with it. Usually has an 8K camera now. Need a camera with. Are you asking about a separate camera to purchase? Is that what you're asking about? That would work with it? I mean, there's quite a bit out there that could do 4K 60 nowadays. Yeah, a second drone? Or second camera? Second camera. Okay, there we go. What's your budget? Because, I mean, the way I do things on here, I don't tell you what to buy. I give you a bunch of suggestions and my thoughts on them, and then I encourage you to make your decision yourself. That's how I operate. But there's tons and tons of cameras, and there's a lot of people in the chat here who will happily throw in their suggestions. But you need to know your budget first, because budget can do a lot of things to you. Preferably not red pricing. Well, I mean, red has some pretty affordable. I mean, that's a red Komodo right there, and it's relatively affordable. Who knows? Might even get more affordable. I mean, there's a ton. Let's see what your budget. Let's see if you wrote down your budget yet. Let's keep it under 1,000. Okay, do you need anything special? Do you need anything special on that other than 4K 60 stabilization? Because here's where I'm going to throw right at you, right off the bat, the Osmo Pocket 3. If you're just running around, that's a fantastic camera for that. Now, if you're trying to be cinematic, it can do some, but I mean, with the tiny image sensor, it's going to be tough. Gotta give me your use case of what you want to use it to do specifically. Well, Brandon, who doesn't like donuts, really? I mean, I like donuts. I really like donuts. I'm the guy that when somebody brings in the assorted box of donuts and people are like, I don't know which one to grab. I'll just take a glazed. I'm in there. I'm like, give me that big old pink one right there, or the biggest, loudest one. Unless it has coconut on it. I don't want that. Correction, not a feature film, but a smaller budget film. You know, it's a feature. Its feature length is the definition. I think I told y'all my speaking role in the feature I was in got cut. You'll still hear me though. You'll still hear me. Any news on the new Blazars that were teased last week? I believe we'll find out in a couple of weeks. I would not be able to speak about that. Hey, welcome. Hey. Bought a 35mm C&E Canon Cine from a former Canon ambassador. He claims it's a production model, but holds Sumier glass. Can I somehow detect if that's true? There's not a whole lot of difference in there, but you should be able to the Sumiers have a better set of coatings on there, and like the C&Es are 4K glass. I mean, they'll do above, but if you put high resolution through it, if it's super sharp, it's probably Sumier glass. Other than that, I don't know. I don't think I've ever compared side by side those two to be able to tell. Can you talk about how to get smooth playback on Red Raw? Yes, I can, Emmanuel. Thanks for joining in. What I need to know from you is A, what camera? B, what resolution? C, what frame rate? D, what editing application? And an E, that's five things. What computer you have. Because all of that kind of helps dictate where to point you to get smooth playback. Are you able to return the C&E? Ollie says, hello there, Scott. After an eternity. It seems like it's been an eternity, doesn't it? The regular, well, I think what he's saying is that they put in the glass in that one. The difference between the two visually outside, I believe they're about the same. So it's possible they could have put in those optics and put them out to get people to, like a tester evaluation unit. Like you said, you got it from an ambassador. Maybe it was an engineering sample that they happen. It keeps under 1,000. Yes, suggestions and thoughts. What PL adapter is everyone using on Komodo X? Right now, I am using Breakthrough. Breakthrough has two that I like. I was trying to look to see if I had them on here. Well, I have one on there. So they have one that's $500 that has swappable backs. It's machined really, really well. But the backs, you can then take the rings off and put on a Nikon ring. You can put on a Canon RF. You can put a Sony E-mount. You can put X. You can put, what's the other one? One other. But that one is nice. Now, it's just a dumb adapter. Then the other one that I have is the drop-in filter version, which I dearly love. And it's over here somewhere. My wife has been up in the attic, and she's been knocking stuff down, and it's leaving dirt on everything, so I had to uncover it all. This is the breakthrough here. Boop, that's a dog. I got to remember that. So this is the breakthrough PL here with the, let me open that up. Well, it's got the variable ND on it. But this is the drop-in ND, and it is not the same as the Canon one. It's a much, listen to this. Yeah, solid. It's a really good mount. It's got support on the bottom. It actually comes with multicolored, the grabbers. Really high quality. I really like these. Yeah, I mean, that's my favorite. Hey, who did this? There we go. That's the one that I'm using if I'm using drop-ins. And then if I'm just using like externals, which I do a lot of. I do a lot of external filtration. Then at that point, I'm just I'm using the regular one because, you know, don't complicate things. Did I mumble something? I don't think I did. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know anything about that. I use an 8-in Evolution. I won't be doing any fancy lensing. Mostly we'll just sit like the one using now. I mean, have you considered the Osmo Pocket 3 from DJI? For several reasons. Number one, it's exceptionally portable. I would grab it, but it's in there. It's in the other room in there. But I mean, it's smaller than this, which is not a vape, it's a smoke machine. It lasts forever. It shoots 4K 60. It has built-in stabilization on it. You can put filters on it. It has the DJI wireless mics that you can put on there. So if you're like talking and walking, it's great for that. It also has follow me modes. So like if you're using it as a webcam, you can set it out front, point it at you, draw a little box around you, and then, you know, if you move around, it's like, try to fool the DJI. I mean, it's really good. But if you're looking to take lenses on and off, optical image stabilization under 1,000. I'm trying to think of something that's going to have optical image stabilization under 1,000. The R8, the Canon R8 is 12 for $1,300, and it has not optical; it has electronic. The Nikon Z50 didn't. The Z6 III is $2,000. The Sony's the cheapest one with optical. No, because they take them out. Yeah, you're gonna be kind of stuck there. Is there a reason the Osmo Pocket 3 would not work? It's only $600. Well worth it. Favorite production you've worked on to date? Ick. The feature I worked on last year. Ick by far was a blast, mostly because it was a lot of my friends on that shoot. And that feature releases in the Toronto Film Festival in like 2 weeks, I think. After that, we'll see when it goes into theaters, but it'll be fun. You will see me. You will see me. Yeah. Don't need to. Just need to know if it's really severe. Yeah. Okay. How many years have you been operating a camera for? Sorry, you're still young. Ha. Well, it depends on what you mean operating a camera. Getting paid to operate a professional video camera, since 98. So 26 years. Been doing it. Worked in television, ABC, Disney, in 99 to 2000-ish, something. All over the place. Ollie says, the Cine Lens manual states the glass is the same, only the coatings and some electronics differ in the C&E. Ollie, that is such a great manual, and I keep meaning to buy one, and I forget to do that. That manual is awesome. That's what I thought, but I thought what they determined was the coatings on the C&Es reduced resolution or limited resolution, and that the Sumiers, hopefully I'm saying it right, I've never been corrected, that the coatings allowed for a much higher resolution go through. I would hope so, because Canon's selling a lot of more than 4K glass, 4K sensors. I think there should be a distinction between what is known as a feature film and what is not now. It's easy to... Well, okay, so the determination... beard hair. As far as I've ever heard it referred to, is a feature film is something that's over 40, 45 minutes long. That is a feature length. And it is not a designation that it's a mainstream movie. It is a designation that of its length. Otherwise, it is a short film. After that, it's all budget. So micro budgets, mini budget, big budget, Hollywood blockbuster budget, all of that. And I haven't worked on a big blockbuster. That would probably be interesting. Although I feel like that might be, it's probably a fun experience, but it's probably the least enjoyable. When you're working on a micro budget, it's funny, like micro budgets, like $5 million features. Ick was a micro budget. And I mean, it's still being finished right now. I mean, they're going to go right up until the end, but, big A-list celebrities on there. So, it's a thing. It just seems like worthless, undignified, not respected, worthy. Well, the reality of that is Jacob, before 15 years ago, people just didn't do features because it was a cost prohibitive thing. Now, literally, you could pull out your Canon R8, your Nikon Z8, your Red Komodo and shoot an entire feature, and it will look great, and no one will even question, if you know what you're doing, your lighting and all of that. No one will question, is this a big budget feature? That kind of thing. I mean, look at Mark Toya. He did Monsters of Man for less than $2 million, and that was a huge CG feature that all the big studios turned him down, told him, no, $70 million is the minimum of this movie, and you are not worth a $70 million picture. Well, Toya showed them. And it looks great. It's really well done. Let's see here. Good evening, everyone, Dirk. Hello, Dirk. Anyone can watch anything and make money or not make money from it. This is true. And there's all kinds of people who never make money magically with the Hollywood accounting. Yes, maybe one of those, Jacobs. Is Breakthrough? Oh, absolutely, Carlos. They're shipping. There are no back orders. I mean, there would be stuff that's back ordered now, but it's on their website. It'll say back order. But everybody who ordered got their order, or they just disappeared. But there are no back orders. I mean, I've talked to them at length, and they filled them all like years ago. So it's kind of like the stigma of red, where people are like, oh, well, it's a red. It's too hard to do anything. Speaking of which, what happened to our red question? Smooth playback, red. Where did he go? Emmanuel, where'd you go? I mean, you look so happy. I want to answer your question. Thank you, Jed. Me too. Thank you, too. We are all feature film creators now. Yeah, well, this is true. I did a feature YouTube. No, 45-minute vlog does not count, Use the C7 adapter with Komodo PL. Feels very much in line with the Panavision mounts, which are tanks. Yeah. I mean, what you're really looking for is something that can lock with a mount to like the cage or what have you. That gives you that secure that you need because you don't want things moving. Yeah, they have their place for YouTube, even if no one watches it. You know what? It makes me so sad. I've seen some really, really good stuff on YouTube that is features that people have put out. I've seen short films. I mean, I've done them. Like, literally, I talked about it a couple weeks ago, is like every short film I've ever put out has hundreds of views. That's it. I could come up here and go, red as a camera, and I'll get 10,000 views. I do a short film, people are like, bring TikTok funny, smash face. I remember a friend did, he did a Christmas movie, a full-on Christmas movie on YouTube. Spent some money on it. Yes, it was campy and cliche and hilariously bad at times. Poured their heart and soul into it. Got like 200 and something views. And it made no sense. People are just weird. Kevin says, Osmo Pocket 3 is a great camera. Highly recommend. Yeah, I mean, gritty it. It's fun to say that. We literally all bought them here. I think within a 1 week period, we all bought out DJI for months. It was hilarious. Your favorite hasn't happened yet? Well, this is true. I like things, and I have a project coming up that I'm looking forward to. And it'll be a lot of fun. I look forward to putting so much into it, too. Pocket 3 is great on so many levels. Nothing pro, but really handy. Well, and it's surprising how viable it is. And I tell you, if the Osmo Pocket 4, if you could pop on like a 70 millimeter equivalent, so you just have like a 24 to 70, that thing would be incredible. Maybe the 70D with an f4 lens, is that ballpark? Yeah, but that's not 4K. It'll be 4K 60. Potentially feature film. Yeah. I don't think Canon is selling as many cameras as they thought they would. Maybe. I don't know. The problem with slow rollouts, you're betting on an outcome that may or may not happen. As we talked about, the Red Komodo basically... Is there another camera that created one similar to the market that Komodo did? Because the Komodo rollout was timed so perfectly, and I don't think it was on purpose. I think they literally just wanted to get it out. But Komodo came out and dominated because it was back ordered and unobtainium, and it was $5 or $6 grand, and maybe someday soon. It's that marketing push. If Canon's doing that, which I kind of think they are with the C400 and the the R5 II, and then Sony with the A9 III. They all, and even Nikon to a point, they're like, hey, we underestimated its importance. Please bear with us. There's only a limited number we can make, kind of thing. If your camera doesn't have the clout, or doesn't gain the clout, or doesn't reflect the anticipation clout, they could fall flat on your rear end. The polar opposite of that is the Apple Vision Pro. I mean, they put a bunch of them out there. They wanted everybody to buy them, and then everybody returned them. So they have to be careful. I've seen a ton of R5 II videos out there, and it seems to be a pretty good camera. I would love to get my hands on one. I may buy one here in the near future. The thing that I don't like about it is, for no reason, and I promise you, there's no reason, they crippled it if you don't use the new batteries. And I have 15 of the previous generation batteries. 15! But if I don't buy the new ones, well, then I only get to shoot in 4K 30. Now, 4K 24, no, we're not going to give you that one. We're going to give you the one that nobody wants. 4K 30. That is unnecessary. Jay, you out there at Instagram, you know what I'm talking about. Potentially to be feature film. Yeah, right. Want to be feature film. No, I'm here. There were Emmanuel. There were 5 things I need to know. Basically, the most important thing is what's your editing software and what's your computer that you have is probably going to be your biggest factor. And you don't need a big one. I mean, I quite literally was editing 6K red Komodo footage all day long on the M1 MacBook Air with 16 gig of RAM. Don't do it with 8. What he said, I don't think it's people, but rather the way YouTube algorithm. I have a real problem with algorithm too. It's gonna. Hey, look at Rex upside down. Isn't he a sweet boy? Algorithms are going to turn people off. They keep tweaking them, thinking that, okay, we can definitely get this where it makes everybody happy. But you don't understand. What people want more than anything is something they can rely on, something they can count on, so that they can do things the same way. For instance, maybe it's just me, I used to be a search engine demon. I could pull up anything at any time and find it again and again and again. Now, not so easy. It's actually difficult. Google will go out of its way. Google now went out of its way to limit search results. I always had 200 listings on my search results every time because that's how fast I go through listings. I can scroll real fast. Now they give me 10. The first 3 or 4 are videos on YouTube. Then we got a few ads. Then we get 4 actual web searches. And if you search anything that has any kind of a brand or a product in it, it takes you to the sell category. You have to go up there and switch it to web because I actually was interested in reading about it, not, what it sells for. Don't think we all bought live. Yeah, what's funny was I didn't have any money at the moment when that came out. So I had to wait a couple weeks to get it. I was like the sad kid in the corner. It's like, everybody's got a PlayStation Portable but me. Wow, why is that sharp? Oh, rotate that glass. Bamboo Komodo, the equivalent to Bamboo Labs X1C. I have a friend who just bought one of the X1Cs. He absolutely adores it. Red Komodo. I canceled my C400 pre-order. Lost the enthusiasm. I can feel that. What I know about the next one, which is the one below the C200, if my sources are correct, it's essentially a C400 sensor stripped down a feature set and in a cheaper, smaller package. You watch, I'll get yelled at by Canon. Or I'll get poked by Canon going, what? What? That's crazy. What are you talking about? No, I don't know nothing about nothing. Can't freaking wait for the Z400. It looks like a good camera. It really does. I played with it. It was quite nice. It's still a giant potato, like a giant russet potato. Yep. Ali says, by the way, Scott, thanks for the Holland C1 Pro review. Got the 8S hub package, and it's honestly the best quality of life investment. Isn't it true? Did you, Ollie, did you buy one of your headsets as a master? I mentioned that in the review, and I highly recommend doing that, even if that only limits you to 7 others. And the reason being, on the small shoots, you don't have to have the hub. So you just use the master, and you could switch all those headsets over to work with that master headset, which I dearly love. That it's awesome. But yeah, those they're incredible, and I've seen nothing like them. They work all day long. They give you everything that you need. They know you're going to be on set for 12 plus hours, so they give you 2 batteries a headset. Smart. They give you a charger for multiple batteries. What's the thing you weren't keen on? Allegedly, the new Canon batteries extend the run times of the R5C by up to 50%. I saw that, but you had to do certain things. I think it was Josh had a video on that. If you do certain things in the R5C, then you could increase the runtime. My Canon R5 II was dead on arrival. That's no good. The only thing worse than that is when they tell you, "Oh, we can't get you a replacement because we're out of stock." That's what sucks. Getting a new one wouldn't record. Interesting. Instagram does not have a good algorithm, but Facebook doesn't either. There are many, many times when I'm on Facebook and I hit refresh, and it literally just puts the same posts over and over again, the same 8 or 9 posts, and it's funny because they're not recent. They are like 8 hours old. Now, I did find that they got rid of the option on the left for most recent, but they went to your feeds, I think it's called. And so you could click on your feed, and it gives you chronological of everything. And I was kind of impressed with that. That was kind of cool. But that won't give you any group posts, so it's interesting. It's a tough one. I'll be honest, Facebook has been turning me off more and more and more lately, and so has Instagram. It's just hard. It's hard for me to stay interested in it. I love the people on there. I love interacting with everybody. I love the groups. But Facebook makes it so difficult in their quest to make me happy in their eyes. They make me mad. Not a good look. I like to deep dive and get everyone's opinion on or data on something. Now, it's like a magazine that gives me a page. I love my X1C. Ooh. Looking forward to the FX3 Mark II. I want to see what they do. I've made my statements on what they have to do, and it's tough. They have to increase resolution. They have to. But they have to keep the low light. If either of those falter, it will not be successful because the FX3 is the low light camera. And guess what? When you increase resolution, you decrease low light. So it's a tough one. Will I be making an appearance at IBC? No. I had toyed around with getting there, but I can't swing it this year. There's lots of projects in the back end that's taking up a lot of my time, thus the slower release of videos. I mean, y'all are used to that anyway. And some, lives going on. And then like the end of September and the first couple of weeks of October, I'll probably be able to do a live stream, but there won't be any videos coming out unless I was able to get some done ahead of time, because I've got a big project that I'm happily looking forward to. That's out of state, and all the fun things. Everything that I love about filming, it's in that project. And I got to prepare for that and getting everything together and all that good stuff. Thanks. Still sad that there's no Rumble comments except how to get me more comments on my Rumble. So they may have shown me the next version of the C70. That is basically a C70. What I understand, Carlos, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it is not a C70. It is not that style, but it is under the C200, as far as my sources have told me. Yes, got one extra master. Excellent. That is the most versatile. Did you, I put in the video, right, how to switch it all? I'm pretty sure I did, because I know I searched high and low for that information, and it was a pain in the butt. But switching them, super easy. And what I do by default is I have the master, and then I have two of my headsets always set up, not in hub mode, but that can join the master. The reason being is that gives me 5 that works with the hub, 2 that I can just switch pretty quickly, and it gives me 3 that I can use individually, as a small team. So that gives me the 3, 5, and 7 expandability options. But I will be honest, there are lots of times when I'm out in nature, we just stick the hub in the van with a V-mount, and we we just run off of that because the range is phenomenal with that. Or on the cart, if we're on the cart. I left the master headset behind on a recent project. Oh no, Carlos! No, that's not good, Carlos. No, you need to go get that. What is going on here? I need to turn this. It's weird. It's like there's a sharp point on there. I don't think I cut myself. Yeah, that's like the one you can't lose. And you can't convert it. Although I'd be willing to bet, and I'm not willing to try it, that you could apply the firmware update from the master onto a non-master, because they look identical to me and could be inside, but I'm guessing it's just the firmware. I don't know. I'm not willing to try it, nor do I condone anyone trying it. There we go. Emmanuel's back. Okay, GPU is a 2080 Super. CPU is a Ryzen 3900. I have 32 gig of RAM. Okay, you have everything you need. Your PC is way more than capable. I mean, I could cut 6K footage on a 1080. No problem at all. What you're either using Resolve or you're using Premiere. What you need to do is make sure you have the latest video drivers on there. The game ones typically work pretty good, the stable ones. And then in Premiere, Premiere has that setting. And does it have it? Yeah, it does. And in Resolve, you need to tell it to use the GPU acceleration for debarring and decompression on red footage. Then if you're using Resolve, I need to know what you're using next, Premiere or Resolve. Let me know. I mean, you should have no problems, honestly, with 8K footage. On the topic of the X1C and the Komodo burger, making my Komodo burger cage from PPACF. Well, I want to see that, Jacob. You got to send that to me. Send me a picture of it. Oh no, that's very unfortunate. Yes, indeed, indeed. Putting the patty burger cage to sandwich over the Mutiny Reggie. Did y'all see the new Mutiny Mini? What is it? Little Shoddy? He teased that to me 2 weeks ago. And he said, "This is our little Shoddy." I said, "Oh, please tell me that's the name you're using." He goes, "Oh, yeah." That's a really good plate. It's perfect. Because the Mutiny's they've got the custom colors for a brief period of time. I use the hub mainly in studio environments, in my case, LED volumes. Yes, that'd be great. But your setup seems pretty smart for regular changing environment. Yeah, and Ollie, my team sizes definitely change a lot. The project that I'll be doing in October, I'm guessing we'll have 3 to 4 people. And I don't know if everybody's going to need headsets. I know we'll need 2 people at least that have them, but I mean, it could throw a curveball in there, and all of a sudden more execs show up than that kind of thing, and you got to have more than that. And not all of them need to be on comms, but gosh darn it, sometimes they just need to be. A lot of times, like it's run and gun really fast. My wife and I, and so man, we're doing it. We're going fast, and just taking care of business really quick. I got to shoot next week. It's supposed to be, well, actually, the week after now. It's supposed to be next week. Won't use any comms at all, but I have the flexibility should I need it. They're shipping it back next week. I mean, I honestly would probably lose a little sleep over that because that's like the cool one to have. Such a good name, indeed. David Williams, yo, what's up? What's up? I'm looking at picking up an FX3. Well, David, let me ask you a question. Why now? Because very soon the next version of that's coming out. So if you're looking at it because you only need an FX3 and you just need the features that an FX3 has and you want to get it cheap, well, good on you, man, because that's good. That's a good, reasonable thing. You need to come out and visit, bro. Bring the lady. Come out, come hang. We'll smoke up some delicious meats. And remember that thing we were playing with out over here? Yeah, we need to play with that some more. That's more fun. Carlos says thoughts on the DD shotgun. That sucked, dude. It really did suck. I haven't talked to him about it because I know he's getting slammed for sure. I don't know who holds that patent. Does anybody know? Because that was a new one to me. I don't doubt that someone has the patent. I mean, it makes perfect sense that somebody does. But that one kind of shocked me. And I hope he doesn't give up on that. I hope there's possibilities in there. Because that does hurt. That hurts a lot of people. It hurts me, actually. I think I'm going to have to sell my D&D Theaters and go with another brand. I mean, I understand. It's a gut punch. And I'm sure it was to them, too. I love what Mutiny's putting out lately. I definitely need to get that USB to 3-pin Fisher cable. Yes, indeed. Yeah, Mutiny is fast and nimble to be able to come out with stuff that people need and can do it in a reasonable time frame and make it look fairly cool. I mean, some of it's like, oh, well, you can't make that any cooler. But I mean, I have a lot of Mutiny stuff, and let me tell you, there's probably 4 or 5 Mutiny pieces on every build that I make. Why? Because they fit the needs. Yeah. David says, it's small in size, and I was afraid of the Mark II. Well, I mean, the Mark II is going to be better. The question is, will it be better in low light? I doubt it. It might be just as good, but you just never know. You don't know. Emmanuel says, I edit in Resolve. Okay, so in Resolve, you need to go in, if you haven't already, and I'm not trying to insult you. I'm just going through the basics to make sure that you don't skip over anything. You need to go into your project settings, into Red Raw, into Camera Raw in Red, and set that to the correct parameters. Mostly full debarring. I don't like doing half debarring. Just no purpose in it. Then you need to set your timeline to 4K or 2K. If your machine is struggling, you can go to a 2K timeline, put 6K footage on it. If you export and you export to 4K, it will not be 2K. It will use, if on the export timeline or the export tab, at the very bottom, you twirl down the advanced. You check the boxes that says use original footage and don't use proxy. I think of the two. There's two down at the bottom. Basically, what it means is it will go in and use the actual footage to export the timeline. So you can take a 2K timeline, put 6K footage on it, export at 6K, and it will use the 6K to create 6K output. So the 2K timeline is a way to get extra frames per second out of it. But you don't need to. Now with processors like the M1 Max on the Apple, I can do a 4K timeline. It's no problem at all. The only negative there on doing a 2K timeline is that graphics and color grades will be done at 2K resolution. So if you have a mask, if you have a magic mask where it's tracking someone, that'll all be tracked at 2K resolution instead of 6K or 4K. But other than that, I mean, you should be able to play one stream, no problem at all day long, 6K. Doesn't matter the compression. You should be able to cut 2 streams all day long with no problems. 3 streams, you will get a little bit of a delay here and there, but for the most part, no. And if you cut it down to 2K, you won't at all. Let me know where your problem comes in. Constellation Eternity says, oh no, your dog looks like they just heard the news about red or needs water. Well, Rex is a red dog. He's always been a red dog. He has his own red hat. He loves red. He's kicking right now. He's like, I love me some red. Hey, Rex, are you a red boy? Hey, wake up. Hey, are you a red boy? Hey, you a red boy? Yeah, you're a red boy, aren't you? Yeah. He's not unhappy. What's up, buddy? What's up? He's like, it's not time. Rex is always he's always packing a tune or sleeping. But what news would he be hearing about red? And he has plenty of water right over there. Yeah, I don't think there's any bad news coming. Let me know when you're free. I will, dude. I will. We definitely need to hang. I got stuff to share with you. Hey, look, there's my leg. Let's see here. I don't think I have ever had a mutiny cable fail. I mean, in fairness, I did have one fail while I was on the feature, and it wasn't Mutiny's fault, I don't think. But I reached out, replaced it like that. They were like, no, we don't have failed cables out there. It's true. And I don't know exactly what happened to that cable. It was weird. It was glitching in the way that I would never want anything to glitch. But again, not one other cable has ever failed. And it was not even a question. I just said, hey, dude, look at this. And I showed him. He's like, we'll send you another one. Boom, done. That's mutiny for you. What's up? I feel pretty good. I didn't have my lighter or my cutter. So I was having to use, I had to go find stuff. And this one, boy, I tell you what, this is substandard. He just wants to run. Oh, well, I mean, he doesn't have to. He hasn't been laying over here because Rex is hogging the camera. He lays over there or he lays over here, but he never gets he doesn't like the camera. He's camera shy. He's not a red boy. Hey, Okie. Hey, look, there he is. Here's Oakley. That's our grand dog. He's a bit of a pain in the butt, but he is fast. It's kind of funny. We have Rex and we have him. What kind of dog is he? I forget what kind he is. He's a brown dog and he's got like the black face. It's a very common dog. Next door, there he is. They have Rex's cousins, I guess, because Rex is from the litter next door. But they have Pyrenees and then they have a Great Dane. Great Danes are big, tough dogs, and he towers over Rex. Rex will hold his own, but I mean he's a Great Dane. But then he's been coming out and providing support. But really, what he is, he's a fast attack sub, and he's so much faster than the Great Dane, and it's hilarious, and he knows it. So the Great Dane is like, oh, I'm going to get you. And he's like, he just running circles around him. It's funny. That's that inside dog ball. What 2-3 V-mount video lights? What 2 or 3 video you guys recommend in 2024? What does that mean? Louis, what 2-3 V-mount video lights? Or are you asking what 2 or 3 video lights that I recommend? I'm using a new one right now. I don't know if anybody noticed. I doubt anybody did. But I've been using one right here, and I kind of love it. I love it because it's really compact and really well built. There'll be a review shortly on that. And it is V-mount capable. And it is quite awesome. I would recommend this one, but I can't recommend it until I do my review. V-mount lights, I mean, Aputure and Danlux both make really, really good quality lights. And Danlight makes some good ones as well. Godox has some that are not bad at all. But you have to be careful because the real problem comes in with the amount of power that a V-mount can provide. And let me give you an example. So like a 600, an Aputure 600. Where is it? Yum, there it is. So these, oof, lay that down, knock the table over. These are the Core Apex batteries. And these are big chunkers. I mean, to tell you, they are big chunkers. They're 360 watt hour, 29.6 volt. Wait, they're 367 watt hour is what they are. But these are big mammer jammers. The thing about these are they are not double V-mount. They are slightly higher voltage. And they do that because they can then output the high amperage and voltage required to, hey, what's up, Mr. Film Tools over there? I see you. Joe, you need 2 of these to go on to a 600 watt light, like the 600C or etc. And you need to convert the V-mount plates to the plates that come with the kit of these. These are not cheap, but by golly, they work like crazy. I need to do the review. I was going to do the review on the 600D, but they would never release the firmware that gave me full output power on them. It was kind of annoying, but I can do it on the 600C now. They're really cool. So you can actually get a 600s class light and be able to put out some V-mount. But V-mounts themselves are really, I mean, you have to have a really high quality pair of V-mounts and you can get 300 watts. So you gotta keep that in mind. I talk too much without enjoying my prop. It must be reburned. Yes, Aputure does have some really great V-Lock kits. This one is really cool for a lot of reasons. I will demonstrate one of them. It is V-mount capable. So we have this lovely lit room. You can see how nicely lit we are. And then it's oh, yeah, it can do that. But again, very compact, very small, very thin, very cool, but also very warm, but big and soft. That's what I like about it. So review coming shortly on this one. And I just wanted to see if anybody happened to notice. No one noticed last time. Probably didn't notice until I said anything this time, and you may not even notice what it is. Quality is nice. The softness is nice. It feels kind of familiar. Yeah. Lewis, it depends on what kind of light you're looking for. This is true. Anyone got news on Komodo X updates? What I heard through the grapevine is there is a Komodo X firmware update coming, but I don't think it's coming really soon. But Komodo X, long life ahead of it. Long life. It's only a year old. And it rocks. And I have to tell you, soon, like pretty soon, there's going to be a whole lot more owners. Emmanuel, give that a shot. If that doesn't work, hit me up on the social medias. Any of them, just message me, and I'll see if I can get you situated. Does your neighbor's dog still steal? No. Fortunately, my packages are getting heavier and heavier. I have noticed when small packages do get dropped off at the gate that they're like, do I want that? I might want that. But I get there first because I kind of keep up with that. Mostly because I like to get my packages delivered here where the instructions say, hey, do y'all like the bouquet here? Yeah. Remember the one that I said I wasn't really a fan of at first? And then I was like, you know what? I kind of dig this. That's that one. K35s. That's the Module 8 adapter, RF to EF adapter. Awesome. Love it. 2 to 3 video lights. Yeah. Okay. Lewis says, I was looking for lights that are 100 to 300 watts. Okay. I'm trying to think. I mean, if you're looking for pro lights, look at the small Nan lights and the small Nan Lux. Also, why is that not on? No wonder I felt almost naked. I almost felt like it. I mean, don't I feel off? I feel a little bit off. You know why? Nope, that's not it. Don't push the wrong button. It's wait, what just happened? Oh, wrong one. This one. Ah, there we are. Hi, how are you? That's funny. There we go. So yeah, that's what I was missing. I knew that the lighting. I was playing earlier, and like I said, remember right before I started, I was a minute late, and I'm never a minute late. That's why. So this is that's the Aputure 60X up there, which is a pretty nice light. It's pretty well built. I would not put it in the class of the Aputure 600s. I think it's kind of like younger and thus not built as well. Nanlite, Nanlux. I mean, there is the more expensive, and then there's the lesser expensive lights, and from Nanlux. The Nanlights are the like the Amaran style, and then the Nanlux are the Aputure style. But in many cases, you're going to find that the Nanlights can compete at the Aputure level, and then the Nanluxes can outcompete at the Aputure level. I love all these brands. Believe me, I do. And Godox has some as well. Should have been more specific. Yep. There'll be one key, one fill for the background. Lewis, are you looking to gig with them, or are you looking for your home? Or are you looking for light duty? Because if you're looking for light duty stuff, you can look at the Amaran and some of the inexpensive Godox. Also, one of those little small ones. I don't have one. They wanted to send me one. There's several brands that wanted to send me one. I was like, how do you all have the same light at the same time? But they're like little 60 watters and 100 watters, C60, C100, something like that. They're really compact. Those, I've seen quite a lot of work out of those that do pretty well. Yeah, the Aputure 300, I like the 300X over the 300D. I think the X is a little more mature of a product over the D, but the D is twice as bright. However, the X will be more usable because you can adjust it's a bicolor light. I mean, very shortly, this review will come out. This one right here. And I think this is a light that many people should have in their arsenal. Is it a rental light? Yes and no. It's built very well, but people are stupid with rental items. And you ever watch somebody pull out of a rental car lot with their car? The same thing. You get gear back and it's like beat to hell. And there's just like a level that I consider. You could rent this one. I don't know if I would. It's built well. There's a couple of little things on it that dumb people will break. And I don't like that. But if you're looking for you or around your studio or what have you, then this one will be really good. Ruben, it's past midnight here in France. Just finished up a wedding. U.S. couple, actually. And I have 1.5 hours of drive, so I'm going to rely on you keeping me awake. Ruben, I am happy to do so, because you know me. Now, I can't guarantee that I'm going to be on here for an hour and a half. I will. I have guests coming, but I don't know exactly when they are going to arrive yet. Let me see. Oop, don't do that. Let me see. I think they're on their way, but we still have a little bit of time, so maybe I can get you through the tough times here, Ruben. Midnight. Ooh, the wedding. Ooh, those are the worst. 600. Is it silent passive cooling? It is not passive cooling, but it is really quiet. Really quiet. It's big, but small. Yes, it is bright. It is quite bright. And there is a competing product out here by a competing brand that I like, but you don't see any here. And the reason you don't see any here is for the things that I don't like. And even though they addressed some of them, still don't like. But this I like. Gosh, that's a lot of vague. Ruben's trying to drive. He's like, "You're putting me to sleep, bro. Why are you talking like that? What is going on? Is there? No, there's no cut. That's weird." That's active, but you can put it in passive as well. Thank you for the recommendations, Dirk. Yep, and Dirk's a good dude. He really is. Thank you, Scott. I'm looking forward to the video review. I mean, if you're looking for any of the Aputure lights that we talked about, I've got tons of reviews in the back. And Amaran makes some really good ones. I was going to say that earlier. The Amaran, there's the 200XS and the 100XS. And I have both of those. The window light right back here is a 200, and it's not very bright, but I do have blinds and middle gray shears coming down on them. And they're fine. What I don't like about the Amaran lights is they're really kind of set it and forget it lights. Their yokes are relatively inexpensive, and I really don't like a physical power switch that when you turn it on, the fan comes on. Which means in order for me to turn my lights on and off at will, my fan has to be operating. I don't like that. No. Deep Colorist was messaging on Facebook stream. I'm out right now. Don't know if you... No. Were you? That's interesting. No wonder. No, I don't see any Facebook years. No. Well, that sucks. I didn't realize that. No, I didn't see a 1. Let's refresh and see what we got here. Boop. Oh, hi, Sarah. There's lots of people commenting on Facebook, and they're not showing up here. Now I'm going to have to submit a ticket and find out why, because that's part of my audience here, and I like to Sarah, she's a little powerhouse. She's little, but she's a powerhouse. I got to meet her in Vegas. It was awesome. Hey, Sarah, hope you're listening later. Zaxcom patent, isn't it? Derek says. Zaxcom got all of those, man. Has enforced the patent with Tentacle 2. Interesting. Track E doesn't transmit via Bluetooth at the same time. What's the news about Red? Well, I don't know about any news about Red. Why? Yeah, I mean, this is sad. Like, look, here I am. I go to me, and what am I doing? It looks like I'm picking my nose. Why? That's the image that's now going to be burned in. That's probably the thumbnail. Yeah. I'm assuming you're asking Lewis. Do the Nisi Athenas play nice with the red PL and E and D? No. I don't believe they will clear the red. On the breakthrough, they do not clear mine. They do not clear two other DPs breakthroughs. But they apparently clear one person's out there. And I don't know what's changed on that. So possible on the breakthroughs. But they don't clear the red. And that's because the Nisis, they play a fun little game. It's kind of smart, but you have the extension throat here, and then when you adjust focus, like this one you can't. Oh, hey, Oakley. So this one you can kind of see, it sucks in that first element, but on the Nisis, they extend it outward to gain a little bit of. That's how they get those tiny, tiny, tiny little lenses. So yeah, it can be questionable. Oakley's like, hey. I like the overall SSI performance from Aputure better than the Nanlights. Look at the Nanlux. It's quite interesting. Nanlux, Aputure makes really good stuff. Believe me, I'm not an Aputure hater. I'm an Aputure lover. But like even on the feature that we did last year, we were grabbing the Nanlux for many reasons over the Aputures. It was kind of weird. We didn't always have to. And there are things that Nanlux doesn't have and Nanlite doesn't have. Nanlite is their Amaran kind of brand, but what I find is, my wine glass is empty, but I find that the Amarans are cheaper than the latest versions of the Nanlites. Oakley, lay down, bud. Lay down. Psst, lay down. See how my dog, he always gets up right next to my chair, and it's so scary for me. Let me just move this camera a little bit there. He likes to be right next to me. He's my studio dog. Right, buddy? He's my buddy. He's my boy. Give me your paw. Give me that paw. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give me that paw. Oh, here comes Oakley. He's like, I got it. Oh, there's Oakley's pee-pee. Oh, nope. It's nobody. It's UPS. Don't panic, dog. Oh, he thinks that's his parents. Hi, Oakley. Oh, gotcha. There's Oakley. Hi, Oakley. Okay. Is Facebook invincible, or will MySpace come back? The clear answer is Facebook is not invincible. Trust me. They are, I would imagine they're on their way out. It's interesting. So everything that I post on Facebook, I also post to my business page. And my business page is my Imagination Creation Films. And like I asked the question about thanks. I asked the question about a lens choice, and I put it on both. I had 60 replies on my personal page and a big fat goose egg on my business. Why is that? Because Facebook wants you to pay for people to see your business stuff. Well, I'm not paying. Sorry. I'm not going to pay. Hey, look at that. You get dueling dogs? This is awesome. Let me see if I can. Oh, he's going to try to run in me. You get dueling puppies. Nope, doesn't exist. Don't do it. Nope. I have to be careful if he hears that. Hey, Mad Count. Mad Count on Rumble says, "Hi, Scott from Rumble." Hi, Mad Count. You're my first real comment live on Rumble. Thank you. I appreciate that. No, I don't. I think Facebook is. I think Facebook is dying. I think Zuck knows Facebook is dying. Zuck is trying to figure out, does he try to be like he's been doing forever, more like everybody else, or does he go back to his roots? And I don't know what he does. If he wants to succeed, in my opinion, he needs to go back. He needs to take it back about 6 notches, 6 major notches. Hello, Mr. Fortin. Hey, Mike, have you heard or can you say the Jack Reacher stuff that got moved over to CBS? Is that going to continue or is it dead? Because that was a weird one when the Paramount thing all got absorbed and they sent over everything in production over to CBS, and CBS is like, I don't know. I kind of liked Reacher. Just looks soulless. Oh, wait, you had another thing. I had my first autofocus experience with Komodo. Borrowed a Canon RF lens, and man, actually super convenient for one-man teams. Komodo is how do I describe Komodo's autofocus? I don't want to say acceptable. I don't want to call it good. Decent. Decent is probably better. Komodo X is good. Raptor is pretty good. They still have a long way to they need to go with it, but it's kind of impressive. I shot like 70% of my nature stuff this past trip on autofocus on V-Raptor, and it nailed it most times. Occasionally it'll be like, I'm over here, and I'm like, click. Just looks soulless. I'm not a huge fan of autofocus. However, when things are moving fast, I need the autofocus, and even in like I was shooting elk, and there were hundreds of elk, and I needed the little baby elk to be the one in focus. So it's nice to be able to keep that, and they're all moving fast, keep it locked on, and it track it. That's nice. Remind me to design an award-winning lens for Balkan to review first. I have some thoughts on that one, Jed. I really do. What I would like on a lens, I'd like a zoom. I would like it to be really contrasty. I don't want it to be flat. I don't need 3D pop, which I learned a little bit about last time. I want it to be contrasty. I want it to be sharp and fast. That's what I want. Basically, a Fujinon. Needs to be able to convert into a prop cutter. I mean, there's a lot of useful things. Like Breakthrough has their they have their Arca Swiss plate that goes in the bottom of Komodo and V-Raptor, and on the bottom of that is a bottle opener. I mean, why not? Deep Colorist, get the international version. No block. No block. No block. What blocked? What did I miss? Oh, Yeah, so on that, Jed, I'm not sure. Sorry, buddy. My thing. I'm not sure if that works because hey, bud. Yeah, good boy. Give me that lick. Give me that lick. Oh, buddy. Where you at? Where you at? I'm not sure if you can get away with that because when you bring it up into your app, it looks at your location. I wish it was that easy. There we go. US Trackee is patent blocked. Ruben said, I had to stop and say this, but I have to complain from my Amaran 200D. It broke on me 2 times. Something with the connections on cables. Zippo tricks. I got small rig to test now. Yeah, the small rig I don't think it's going to make you any happier. I'm gonna be nice. How do I be nice? How do I be nice without not being nice? I feel like small rig is like copying off the test on some of their stuff. I'm just gonna say it. That's the problem I don't like about the Amaran. I think the Amarans are built for not being taken anywhere. And I don't particularly care for their cables either. Yeah. Luis says, yes, thank you. I think what makes it hard to buy a light these days is you have hundreds of different brands making 3 to 10 different models at different prices, and then release a new model every weekend. LOL. So, Lewis, here's what I would tell you, and this is what I've said from day one. I'm sorry, I think I have a lip cut here, and I keep feeling something, and I don't see any blood, but it just feels weird. Look for the specs that you need. Whatever it is that you need, and go and spend like the most amount of money that you can afford on the best brand that meets those needs. Once you buy it, then stop looking. Because I promise tomorrow somebody will come out with something that's slightly better. And the next day, something slightly better. But you need to go back and remember what you needed was this. It doesn't matter what the future holds. If it made sense when you clicked buy, then that's all you need. So don't worry about that. So if there's something out there that meets your needs and your budget, then just buy it and don't play the I wish I woulda game, because you can't win. Literally what Dirk's saying. Make sure you have backup since it's electronics. This is true. I always carry a backup, and I carry a backup to a backup. Always. That's just how I roll. It's the Boy Scout of me, even though I was never a Boy Scout. But, stuff happens. It really, really does. And, sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. Hey, Miguel, how are you? Hope you're doing well over there in Europe. Love my Red Control and my Red Control Pro. I need to do that video. But yeah, Miguel, I hope you're doing well. I never get to hear much from you. I hope you're still involved. I don't know if you can say or not, but I hope you are, because you do good things for a lot of good things. And if y'all don't know Miguel, he's the app designer for Red Control Pro, and Full Control, which allowed you to control DSMC2, and then, of course, our illustrious DSMC3s. Bing, come on. Boop. It'll pop up. There it is. Boop, boop. Love me some Red Control Pro. Awesome. And I use it all the time. My favorite thing is being able to click false color. Boop. Hey, look, there's false color. And boop. No, I love it. Actually, that's geoscopes. I like geoscopes. Boop. And there we go. Good. Hey, good, I'm live. Let's see. Trust this old best boy. Fair. I mean, it's true. You could buy the best extension cord on the planet, Stinger, and it'll fail. It's going to. There's nothing you can do about it. You can fix it later, but at the time, you need it to work. Really, Rex? You're just going to be everywhere? What's up, dude? He knows what time it is, don't you? He's a good old boy. Hey, buddy, what you think? Oh, Oakley's like, you're petting someone. I must be pet as well. I also need petting. I have one hand for each. Rex is like, bro, you're in my camera shot. Nobody wants to see your TT. Oh, and you sneezed on my hand. That's awesome. Buddy, you're my boy. You're my red boy. Yeah, you're my red boy. Yeah. The amount of Ari I had failing on set back in the day, damn. I mean, it's true. But the truth is there, Dirk, is it's repairable. And that, to me, is it's the mark of a good product. If you can repair something, that means they built it better. Because they know things are going to break. But like Amaran, I doubt they're repairing those. I bet you they're just replacing. That means that it's built to just throw away. And, that kind of stuff. So, somebody said, what is that? Huh? I never had that happen. That was weird. My iPad mail just crunched all of the messages down. Tyler Stewart says, hi, Scott, just joined. Hi, Tyler, how are you? It's funny, I've had several glasses of a nice Cabernet Sauvignon, and I won't feel it until I stand up. And I need to put a little light right down here, just to pick up his eyes. And look how he's laying right next to my leg, which now I'm in panic mode because I can't move. If I slide forward, it hurts him, and I won't hurt him because he's my boy. The PCBs are so much stacked together these days on these lights. There's no way you're repairing on the spot. No, they're not. I mean, you're talking about old school lights, tungsten. You can repair that stuff right there because you're really not talking about a whole lot. But everything else. Tyler says it's only 3:43 here. Well, Tyler, here's what I do. If you're at home and safe, take your phone. Change your phone to Central Time. I solved your problem. Now you can thoroughly enjoy a delicious Cabernet Sauvignon. A wonderful box wine. Ruben says, I didn't have enough to get an Aputure. I was looking at GVM. So GVM is one of those that does just enough to make it work. And didn't I review a GVM a while back? Really, Oakley? I thought there were GVMs. No, GVM was what my cousin bought, and I didn't like them at all. They were really bad. Not good color rendition. But I sent him one, and it blew up a month later. It's but it is that cheaper one. So there's an old saying, buy once, cry once. And it honestly holds true. Because if you spend a little bit more money, you're going to get a product that lasts. Please measure a GVM and you'll never want one again. Yeah, it's true. I would, what is it Godox? Who has the little pocket lights now? There's a bunch of them out there. There's 60 and 100 watts, and they're about this big, and they're about that thick. And then you literally just put the Fresnel on there. And to be honest, with COB 60 and 100 watt lights, the COB is this. That's all there is. And this thing does 100 watts. I have like 5 of them back there in a bag, 100 watters. And you hook it up to power, if it's a single color, and it will generate all brightness all day long. Where it comes to a problem is this thing is a bunch of LEDs, and there's literally hundreds of them in there. And it generates so much heat that if I hooked this up and ran full power, it would last about 6-10 seconds, and then it's poof. And so, to demonstrate, if you take a wonderful little light like a COB and you apply power to it, but you don't put a heat sink behind it. You reach in, you grab it, and then when you go to turn it on, the next time it's gone because it doesn't exist anymore because, well, heat is the killer of everything. So all these lights are, if you ever look in them, they're just giant heat sinks. The electronics is all the communications. It's you like my magic is like the Rex needs some Hollywood light. He does, and I feel really bad about it. Everything's not on chargers right now, and I need to put one under here. What's up? He's like, why are you looking around? That's okay, Oakley. You're fine. You're fine. You know what happens. I mean, as soon as he gets to 6 o'clock here, he starts to let me know, hey, bro, it's time. And isn't it amazing how he knows? He knows exactly what time it is. What's the lens cap go to? A lens for ants? Why, no. This lens cap goes to a Canon 16 millimeter. It's the one that's on his. It's right there, but that's the GDU one. And the thing about the GDU is it gets rid of every little distraction that makes stuff useless, that kind of thing. No, it's the GDU version of it's this one down here. It's the GDU 16 millimeter, which I love. It's bulletproof. It's incredible. It's not the 50 millimeter, but it honestly is the same size cap, which is funny. And it's surprising how good those lenses are. These are cheap lenses. They're kit lenses. What's up? Oh, yeah. And both of the 50 and the 16 are really good. The reason I went to the 16 on here is because he's moving around all the time. Right now, he's literally getting closer. He's going to lay right there. Right, so he's smushed up against my wheel. I can't even move. But the air conditioner is blowing straight on him. And Puppy likes to be warm. Cool. Scott hands just give a different dimension. Scott's hands. I mean, it's true. I mean, the thing that people don't realize is my hands are so big. This is a full-size 787 in my hands. Thank you, Dirk. I needed an example to joke, and that was pretty good. I love these models. These are so fun. There's use these models. Whoa, these are not under load because they would be bent up, but these work really well on motion control. All right, let's see let's see what we got here. All right, Dirk, name the lens cap. It's got a specific shape. Name the lens cap. I'm not going to let you see the name on it. What's the lens cap for? Come on. That's a specific lens cap. It's not specific, but the shape is very specific. And I don't know why they make it that way, but I kind of like it. And I know which one is which. LOL. Who was it who said it was like a month ago, or maybe 2 months ago, that they said they found this channel when I did the review and I was using the never-ending pouring water bottle, where it just kept pouring liquid out and pouring liquid out and pouring liquid out and pouring liquid out. That cracked me up because it literally made me think about the Magic, and I went and pulled out my Magic case a few weeks back. It was kind of fun, reminiscing. All right, who's got questions? Oh, sorry, buddy. I scared you. No lick. No lick. I know. You're a good boy. Yes. Who's got questions? Come on, throw some questions out here. We gotta keep this party going. Let's see where my friends are. Where are my friends at? That's not my friend. Well, that's my best friend, but that's not my friend. Well, they're still at the grocery store, so that's okay. All right, well, that's fine. Who's the guest today? Ooh, yeah, no guest today, but the next guest. So I literally was reminded last night about a guest that I forgot, and I have the worst. I need to bring the guests on. I have so much fun on the guests, but Fridays have been so touchy for me lately. It was funny because I had this guest. I talked to them. They are a wealth of knowledge. They've been on movie sets for 40 years. They're incredible. They are wonderful. I talked to him about getting on here, and he's like, absolutely, love to. I completely forgot. He's on a list somewhere in my notes. And then last night, it was funny because I was in bed at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was flipping through YouTube, and I happened upon. The name is not going to show up when I say this. You're going to be like, wow, what? I just happened upon a Comic-Con panel of Revenge of the Nerds. And somebody mentioned a name. And I was like, that's right. He did work on Revenge of the Nerds. And I remembered right then and there, crap, I got to get him on. And I got to do that. Lots of guests. The next guest is ready to go. I need to give him a heads up. I need to figure out my timing and get him going, because that'd be fair. That's completely fair. The guest today is Rex, and he's down there. Yeah, I need to. Is Jared coming back? Yes, he is. But he is doing his next level thing right now. He's in another country doing his thing, and he absolutely we talk semi-regularly, as we did before, and he will come back on. And I would guess he might come back on soon. We'll see. It's timing with him, for sure. It was me, Ruben. Okay, that's right. Found your channel with a video. I think I found the perfect camera, and decided I actually need anything above 4K. Don't. I found your YouTube channel with a video. While I can turn, I think I found the perfect camera, C70. Okay, don't buy a C70, Ruben. I just had to decide if I actually need anything above 4K, and don't. So here's what I would tell you today. You should buy a 4K camera. Above 4K, I don't think you're going to be hurt. 4K is pretty standard today. Everybody shoots it on their iPhone. It's funny, they upload it to like X and Instagram, and it brings it to a useless little compression blah. But I do you need anything above 4K? You don't need anything above 4K. And for what you're shooting, no, 4K is probably going to be fine for you. However, if the C70 meets your bill, I would highly suggest you wait a month and see what comes out. Let us know your option of that camera. Yeah. Oh, well, also, Ruben, what if, and this is a big what if, that's from a movie. What if I told you if you were to wait a week that something, I'm getting old, something that was possibly out of reach, but you probably want, is reachable? And what if I said, in addition to that, something that fixed everything everybody complained about that one? Was way more obtainable. Would you be interested? Wait a week, please. Wait a week. Let us know your option. I would buy a Dragon X DSMC2 over a Canon. I mean, I love me some Dragon X. Y'all know I do. But, what's the camera that I finally got rid of my Dragon X for? What's the camera that I finally got rid of my Dragon X for? And what if in about a week? Yeah. What King said, you just have to black shade it every time. You have to black shade. Honestly, I don't know why these other cameras don't put black shading in there, but you should black shade. Well, I know why, actually, because they're noise reduction. Yeah, you should black shade any DSMC 3, 2, and 1 camera every time, except the V-Raptor, which you should black shade. I mean, if you're on a paying gig, black shade it. But otherwise, you can kind of get away with it if things don't go radically different. Like you jump out of a deep freeze and go into the Sahara Desert. Tyler says, still waiting if something will help me make a decision, an R5C versus a Z8. A week, a month, totally worth it. I'm already waiting 2 seasons of a podcast to upgrade. Tyler, yeah, I am inhibited from some things. Other things I'm not inhibited on. But I play the game well. Y'all just, like, September going to be rocking for everybody. I mean, if you're like, you know what, but what about my brand? Y'all just wait for September. And you're like, well, no, Scott, no. I'm talking about your brand. Just wait till September. No. I'm thinking about another brand. You're not talking about that brand. All I'm saying is, I think September is going to be kind of amazing for a whole lot of people across the spectrum of filmmaking. How about that? Well, I've been waiting. Scott, what codec? Jed, did you ask a codec question? Jed, I need your question. What codec? I don't. Oh, There we go. Is best if you want quality file size. I want low file size, high quality. Are you talking codec on what? What camera? What camera? And I'll tell you what codec. Dragon X something something. What if in a week? Come on. I can't. You know I can't. Well, that one I can, but I won't because I play the game. Scott, I got to use a mini LF. Am I missing something? Is there a secret code? I fail to see why it's so magical. King, I've explained this one many times. What makes what makes the LF 4, LF 4, LF 3? What makes the Alexa sensor so good? Everybody knows how to grade it. That's it. To answer your question, there's nothing magical about it. It was literally how do we get people who shoot film to shoot on digital? Well, we need to make it feel, don't put your foot right where I'm going to put my foot. Dude, I'm getting more wine. That's what we're doing. He's like, bro, it's 6 o'clock. I know. That's why I'm getting more wine, because I deserve it. The Arri Alexas make a nice image. They do not make the best image. They don't. I mean, it's pretty obvious there's better images out there. I mean, even the Alexa 35 makes a better image than the Alexa Mini, the LF. It's just complacency. Yeah, that's what it is. Hey, what comes after V-Raptor X and Y? Well, so here's the thing. What comes after V-Raptor X? Honestly, I think Red could sleep for 5 years and no one's going to catch up. I believe that to be very, very true. Could you move your paw? Thank you. I need to get in focus. But what I find interesting is that the embodiment of naming things cool. I don't know if that exists under Nikon or not. Maybe it does. I don't know. I honestly don't know. So, like, everything has a cool name. Dragon, Monstro, Raptor, Helium, Gemini, Komodo. All these things are fun names. Do we get that anymore? I don't know. I wonder. I think we probably will, just for fun, but I don't know what comes after that. Applause for Scotty B and Rex. Straight to the grill. Not not Mars. Yeah, that's true. Komodo is a cool name. You know why Komodo was the name? Because forever Red wanted to make, and Jared wanted to make, a baby dragon. And what's a baby dragon? A Komodo. I need something to shoot still and video that can match easily to Komodo, and I have EF and RF glass. But coming from Nikon, I believe right now that one of the best cameras on the market is the Z8 Nikon. I believe it. It is. I've been using it for quite a while here. It is the best stills hybrid camera I have ever shot on. I'm qualifying that in my brain because I made the statement. It's like, what up, Scott? What if you're wrong? No, I think I'm right. I think there is nothing on the market, maybe Z9, but I mean, there's nothing on the market that can touch it. There are things that can excel in various places. You can get more dynamic range. You can get some more features. But you can't get everything in one that's better than a Z8. I'll stand on that. Jacob says, stoked. Period. Rex putting on the hours. Oh, but we know Rex does all the work. Straight to the grill. Yeah. He does. Well, he is a creature of habit. And like, there's mornings when I'm like a little slow to react. And he's like, hey, we gotta do stuff. We have a phrase. It's called go do stuff together. When I say that, he perks up. Like when we're inside and I say, do you want to? I mean, I can say it now, but we'll be ending the live stream here really soon because he'll be like, yep. Hey, Rex, do you want to go do stuff together? He's smarter than we are. He's like, I'm already out here. That's what we do. We look at his ears are perked up though. when we're inside, we're eating breakfast, and I'm like, you want to go do stuff together? And he's like, let's go. And we go to the studio, and we come out here and we do stuff together. That's what we do. Release codec. Release codec. Yeah, but I don't have all of your question though, Jed. Best for file size, low quality, high quality MP. What camera? What camera are we talking about? Z8 time lapse is awesome, and it's a great B cam for Monstro. Wholeheartedly agree. Hoy says, "What's your dog's most favorite words?" It starts with "Do you wanna," and then it is Geo. And those words, honestly, he's a really good mind reader. So if it's time to go, I have to be paused between my words. And I ask him, what do you want to do? He knows what's next. He knows. He's really good at it. Ruben says, I don't have the money. I can wait. But when I do, I promise to buy the one that works best for me and switch off the internet. The one thing I'm kind of missing is the C70 anamorphic support internally. But what if you could have all of the above and you could now say yes? What if? For low file size, I want to upload film as a torrent. You got to tell me the camera. What camera? Because codecs are specific to cameras. What camera are we talking about? And I can give you the answer. Or are you talking about, you want to upload? Okay, I see what you're talking about. The way I would upload that is H.265, 40 megabits, 10-bit is what I would do. And it's not going to be that small, but if you go H.265 over H.264, you instantly, at the same bit rate, you double the quality, approximately. But yeah, plus H.265 supports 10-bit. Why wouldn't you want to give everybody 10-bit? So H.265 10-bit, 40 megabits for 4K. That's what I would upload. If it's really technical, if it's like nature, then go 50 megabits. If it's 1080p, 20 megabits. Yeah. It will happen anyway. Might as well make a good copy, low file size. So compare a camera that has what C70 Plus has, anamorphic support. It's my perfect camera under $4,000. Honestly, Ruben, minus a stop or so of dynamic range, the Z8 has everything the C70 has, and then some. Minus reasonable time code. Neither of them have anamorphic support. They're both under 4,000. A used Komodo would get you under 4,000, possibly, if you're holding out and negotiating. Why? Why does it do that? I'm paused. I'm not watching the video. And I close the video and it goes, oh, I'm going to pop it down in the bottom right-hand corner and just play it because that's what you're doing. Yeah. Trex. Agreed, Jacob. Scott's dog is the key to the puzzle. Appreciate that input. I've been hearing good things about the Z8 for sure. Watch my review. It wasn't as thorough of a review as I could have done, but I wanted a video that people would watch and get the key points out. There's so much to a Z8. You could shoot raw. And that matters because you can do with raw what you can't do elsewhere. And it's a good raw. It's not red raw. Maybe someday. I keep hoping. The Z8 is a solid camera. The Z6 III is a pretty good camera. It has a little less dynamic range, but it's a pretty good camera. And there's been a few people complaining, but I don't know that their complaints are valid. Yeah. The SMC3 should end with a T-Rex. And the SMC4 will start with a Gigasnot Taurus. Rolls off the tongue. I don't know what a DSMC4 name would be. Because I don't know what Nikon wants to impart. Honestly, if you're going to be Japan and you're going to own a company that likes to name things awesomely, sure, a T-Rex is badass, but wouldn't Godzilla be like the perfect name? I'm just saying. Anyway, Zenemeister versus Sigma City. I have not played with the Zenemeisters. I have played with the Sigma Cities. The Sigma Cities are super surgical, sharp, awesome, lots of shibboleth eshish, like Sean Connery would say. I like the Sigmas. I know I can shape the Sigmas. I don't have a love affair with Zine, and so the Meisters are really expensive based upon something that I have virtually no love for. It's very hard for me to do that. Moonhouse. I shot a commercial with a V-Raptor and a Komodo on a Canon kit lens and the amazing LUT, and I'm still impressed with the dreamlike image. Good enough for Fincher, good enough for me. I mean, let's be honest. Go back to The Social Network. That movie still holds up solid. Go back to, the Lord of the Rings. The solid. Gone Girl. Solid. And that was a little more recent, but everything shot on red that is a budget movie, it doesn't look bad. I don't think I've ever watched a bad looking red film, honestly. Watching videos of Komodos eat animals is pure terror. Yeah. It was also the what's the little bitty, not the Komodos, but the little bitty dragon, the smaller versions that was on that planet Earth, where they all hatch, and they're hatching on the seashore, and they want to run to civilization so they can survive, and all these snakes are after them. And that was like, that is not cool. Komodo is way cooler than a monitor lizard, who is also cool. Giga Chad. cam will be the first DSM-C4? I think Godzilla. Goraya, maybe. Mechazilla, also a cool metal band from France. Z6 III is super awesome and a steal for the price. Yes. There's two complaints that I've heard about the Z6 III. One of them is the dynamic range. Well, okay. But you know that. If you buy a camera thinking it's going to have more dynamic range than they say, problem's on you. It is less of a camera, in fairness, to a Z8, Z9. So it will have possibly less dynamic range, and it does. The other complaint that I've heard is some funny things, and I can't answer that. The answer is what people are having to do to find complaints with the Z6 III. Do you really need to find complaints? Because, I mean, like, you could go out and you could be like, I want the brand new Ferrari. I love Ferraris, and I want it in Ferrari red. And you get inside, and you're like, huh. Why can't I put people in a back seat that doesn't exist? That's literally it. Look at what you're buying. Know what you're buying. The Z6 III is latest hardware, a little better process, or latest hardware, better processor, and a little bit better sensor. And it's a step down from the Z8 on purpose, because it's a step down from the Z8. 8 from 6. 6 is a smaller number, and that's a magic number. So, yeah, it would make sense that the Z6 shouldn't perform as well as the Z8, because then how would you sell a Z8? Not that they are crippling on purpose, but rather, maybe they're just putting the feature set in there that people that buy the Z6 are asking for. I think the Z6 is a good camera. I think the Z8 is a freaking great camera. I think the R5 II is probably going to sell a bazillion cameras. And I think the next Sony, not the next one, the one after that one, is going to sell a bazillion cameras. Gorilla is Japanese. Godzilla. I loved Godzilla movies when I was a kid. But when I was a kid, those were some real Godzilla movies. That wasn't made up stuff. I have pure confidence in Red to celebrate their new lords. Pikachu DSMC4K. I will say this. I do not have, at this point, any doubts that Red will continue to be Red. And I have no doubts that Nikon is loving their new tech acquisition. Z6 III EVF is quite good. I plan to film my next project with a Dragon X, Komodo, and a Z6 III 6K workflow. I mean, it makes sense. I know. Fair enough. All right. Oh, wait. Hoy says, do you know which color space and gamma to use to upload HDR footage to Instagram? No, I don't. Does Instagram support? Do they support HDR? I honestly don't know, but I would imagine if they did, it's HLG. Because what they're looking at is people that pick this up and go, I need to post HDR. And so, HLG. That's what I think. Rex, is it time? Is it time to go? Oakley, is it time for you too? Is it time, buddy? Is it time? All right, y'all got any last questions? Because Rex says it's time to go. Like I said, the GO word is the word. What's up, buddy? You don't got traction. I wish I could give you some traction paws, but you won't wear them. Okay, Oakley, I know. This is Oakley. Like, look right here. Look right here. What's that? See his face? You can't see his face. Oh, that's Oakley. That's the grand dog. What's in the gun box? Oh, wow, that's pretty good. No, that is literally it is an airsoft M4, and it's a prop gun. Let me show, because if you grab the wrong one, it's see the orange tip. Orange tip. This is fake. Everyone, it's fake, but these are airsoft perfect replicas of them, and that's what they are. And there's a pile of them over here for a feature that I did not shoot. Mostly because right after I acquired everything to shoot these, and I had the stuff, and the feature was called Triad. And if y'all haven't seen it, and give me a little bit of credit, it was a long time ago, but go back to my short films and find Good Enough and watch that little short film. Triad is the feature from Good Enough. But then YouTube clamped down on that kind of stuff, and they're like, oh, you put that plastic crap in there, we're not going to let you have any monetization or anything. We're gonna ding your channel, everything. Great. Awesome stream, Scott. When you test the R1, please post your findings. I will do that. We'll do. Anybody got any last questions? Last questions at all? Because I care. And Rex is like, bro, you tease me. And Oakley's like, bro, you tease me. Oakley's a good puppy. You're a good puppy, aren't you? Are you a good puppy? Yeah. He just does this one thing that's so annoying. When you put your hand out to him, he goes, boop, with his nose every single time. You go to pet him, and he's like, boop. I'm like, I don't want your wet nose. Appreciate it. Snot's great, but it's not everything. And most people think that this is like water, but it's snot. Yeah. I got nothing. Thanks for the stream, Scott. Okay, everyone, have a wonderful weekend. Honestly, for those of us in the U.S., it's a holiday weekend. Enjoy your holiday weekend. We are going to be grilling. We are going to be cooking. We're going to be doing all the good things this weekend with friends, with drink, with props, and all the fun stuff. Wish you a good walk. Good to see you every Friday. Hoy, thank you so much. And Hoy, you can join on YouTube if you want. It's apparently you can't do it on Facebook. You can see it, but you can't interact. It's kind of weird. Really, Oakley? Are you? There he goes with his nose. He's like, I want to put my nose on the camera. Y'all, oh, he's making a Komodo burger. Mm-hmm. Holiday here too. Have fun. Off Gritty. Hey, Off Gritty. Thank you for hanging out the whole stream. And dude, just message me if you have any questions about the cameras and such. If I didn't answer anything to what you wanted, I'm happy to answer. We could talk aluminum or aluminium, as the folks on the East Coast or far East Coast. Steel. We can do all those things. Or we can talk cameras and all that good stuff. Happy Labor Day, and thanks for the stream. Yep, absolutely. I will. Absolutely. Everybody, Off Gritty, what we found was like right off the bat, is like, wait, we both love solar? We both love stuff and things? It was like fridge and ham radios. KD5 ILS, Kilo Delta 5, India Lima Sierra here. Everybody knows what that means, or they don't. Your choice. Everyone have a fantastic weekend. Cook something, grill something, smoke something on the grill. Enjoy something, have some friends, hug your family, do all the fun things, and, go film something amazing. Because Rex approves. And Oakley does. Look at him. He's like over here. He's like, are we getting up? Oh, do y'all see the shark? Look on Rex. Look on Rex's. See Rex's back right here? There's an actual full fur shark on his back. And when we were picking up puppies, I looked at him and I was like, that's my puppy. You got a shark on his back? Hell yeah. We've been best friends ever. Right, bud? We best buds? We are, aren't we? All right. Thanks, everyone. Also, you can become a channel member like the cool kids, like Dirk. Dirk's a cool kid. Thanks, Dirk. And as always, as I like to leave it, don't let your passions center around your life. Let your life center around your passions. Thanks, everyone. Goodbye. Have a great weekend.